What's up, guys? I'm back like I never left. In this video, we are going to be going over the top stocks to watch for the month of April. So we're going to be going over Palantir, Neo, Nano Dimensions, and go over all of the high growth stocks that we talked about in the past. I'm also going to go over the arkx ETF. We talked about the companies that can potentially be in these ETF. I'm going to go over and see and look at exactly what are the top companies that we need to watch within the ETF. And we also going to go over a quick stock market recap and some important economic reports we need to watch for tomorrow. So all this important information coming up. Now, before we get into the video, I really appreciate if you hit the like button. You have any questions, any comments, make sure you drop it in the comment section below. So we talked about the arkx ETF being announced at the end of March, and as you can see over here, these are the top holdings in this ETF. So we talked about ticker symbol TRMB, KTOS, and also Virgin Galactic. Now, these are the top three stocks that we talked about that could potentially be involved in this ETF. And also later on, we're going to look at exactly how these stocks actually went up when we look at the technical analysis. But a huge surprise for many people was that Netflix was included, and we also have Workhorse stock, as you can see over here, at number 29 position on their ETF. So we talked about Workhorse a lot in the past. I believe they included this specific company because they have drone technology that they're trying to implement with the delivery system and with their vehicles, so this is one of the important things that you need to be looking ahead if you're somebody, especially if you're somebody that is holding Workhorse stock. Now we have ARK Invest not only holds it in their ARK Q ETF, but also in their arkx ETF. So that is a great news, even though the stock has been beaten down to the downside for the past few months. So now let's go over and look at exactly when you look at how the price action and how these companies actually traded when you look at exactly the past 3 to 4 days with anticipation of this news being announced that their arkx ETF was going to be announced. So the first company that I covered was of course, TRMB. Now this company actually, is starting to break out a little bit, is trying to retest the highs that it made around $77.80. As you can see over here, it got close, it went to around $77.57. So it was getting a little closer. So we'll see how the price action is. And of course, we also talked about KTOS. This is a company that performed very well compared to the other stocks that we talked about that can potentially be added in the ETF. As you can see over here, it had a really nice rally to around close to $30. So if you're somebody that got involved in anticipation for a quick scalp or for a quick trade, this was a great trade to take, a swing trade to take. We also talked about Virgin Galactic, went above $30, and also that is a great thing to see especially if you hold and if you believe in this company. We have a Chamath that is heavily invested in this company. So now let's go over and talk about the other stocks that we talked about, some retail companies that we talked that can potentially have a rally within the past few days, because there's a thing called Easter rally, and we had companies like Costco, Walmart that traded higher. Now these are the companies that we talked about the past few days, especially last week, with anticipation that these companies can have a rally with Easter coming up pretty soon. So as you can see over here, we have Costco that is slowly trending higher and higher. We had the stock that declined significantly. It went all the way from $388 all the way to $307. As you can see, it recovered pretty well. We talked about right around over here. As you can see, it's trading close to $350. So definitely keep an eye on it. I might have it pull back a little bit, but of course we can definitely have to keep an eye on these companies. Now let's go over and talk about the major high growth stocks that we covered in this channel. So is this the end of the massive sell-off that we've been experiencing? So historically, we have April month being a very fantastic month for stocks, so we can potentially see some recovery. So we're still at the end of March. So we have companies like Pltr that is beaten down significantly. As you can see, it went all the way from $45 close to $20. That is 100% drop within a matter of weeks. As you can see over here, we're starting to consolidate around $20. We're starting to bottom out around $20. So there's a great support area at $20 right around over here. So in case this thing drops, of course, you never know what can potentially happen with the stock market. But as I mentioned, April is a fantastic month for stocks. We all know that the stock market, when you look at the overall stock market, is actually getting closer to all-time highs, but we have some high growth stocks, the tech companies, that are taking a beating like Palantir. So the other company that we're going to be talking about is, of course, NIO. Electric vehicle companies have been getting crushed the past few months. NIO went all the way from above $60 all the way to drop to the lows of $30. So we're looking to find a bottom around $34. But as I mentioned, you never know what can happen to these companies, especially with the treasury yield going higher and higher. And we still have inflation fears, and there's going to be massive news to come for the next few months. But as I mentioned before, April can be the breakout month for these companies, at least for them to bottom out, because they've been constantly bleeding for weeks now. So when you look at the support, the short-term support for NIO stock, we're looking at around $33 to $30 area. So this is a great bottom area for NIO stock. In case it drops, we can find support for NIO stock at $30. But if you're still holding, I know a lot of people are long-term investors in this company. They don't have any side of selling out or even actually cutting for losses. So they're going to be holding for this company for the next few years. So it's a great time to buy if you're somebody that want to get involved in electric vehicle companies. If you believe in the EV revolution that's happening around the world, you can definitely start to buy into position. I know a lot of people bought the dip. Even I bought the dip right around over here, around $45, and it would keep declining. But of course, this is a great opportunity to add to your position because we're holding it for the long term. So definitely keep an eye on a NIO stock. We also have Nndm stock is definitely took a massive beating. It's down more than 100% from the highs. As you can see, it went all the way from $17. It kind of double top right around over here. Now it's sitting at $8.35. So this is also a company to watch out for. It looks like it is definitely can find a bottom right around $6 if it breaks below the support area of around $8. But definitely keep an eye on it. As I mentioned, April can be a breakthrough month for these specific companies, high growth companies that we talked about. It's a great time to add to your position if you do not still yet have a position on it. If you still have it, just keep holding it. I think this company definitely has potential. They don't have any debt so far. They've been doing a lot of offerings, raising money, and of course, the future can definitely super bright for these companies after we pass through some of the major issues that we're facing right now across the world, with inflation being the biggest fear. Now, another company that we're going to be talking about is going to be Bngo. So this is also another company that hit a significant dip. It had more than a 90% decline from the highs. It went all the way to $15. Right now we're sitting at $7.72. So the perfect support for this company, even if it breaks below that, is around $5. So if you can definitely stomach, or if you can definitely hold through all this massive dip, if you have some money lying around to add to your position, if the stock breaks down to $5, it's a great time to add it because this is the initial price point that it broke out initially. So this is also a company that you need to be watching out for that can have a significant momentum shift for April. So the last company that we're going to be talking about is going to be ZOM. Now, this is also a company that is a penny stock right now. Of course, this company hit all-time highs around $2.91. The 52-week high was around $2.91. Now it's dropping drastically to $1.50. If it drops all the way to $1, it's a great time to buy into this company, but definitely keep an eye on this company. It can have a reversal in the month of April. And last company we also need to talk about is going to be Idex. Now, this is also a company that is getting a lot of attraction. A lot of retail investors are buying into this company. So this is also a definite company to watch out for it if it can definitely find a bottom. So you never know with these companies when they're going to have a bottom or not, but you can definitely try to analyze using technical analysis to figure out exactly, okay, this stock is definitely trying to find a base and start to change the overall trend. So this the overall stock market, especially for the growth stocks, they've been in a slight downtrend for the past few weeks. So once they found their bottom, they start to consolidate and reverse pretty soon. So definitely keep an eye on it. You want to be participating when these stocks reverse and started going higher. So April month, as I mentioned, is definitely super bullish. So hopefully these companies can definitely start to reverse their downtrend momentum and start to definitely go higher. Even if they don't go higher, it's definitely great to see them consolidate. So now let's go over and see exactly what happened to the stock market today. As you can see over here, we have Tesla stock that outperformed the big companies like Microsoft, Apple, Facebook, Amazon. So this might be one of the reasons that you saw NIO and all the other electric vehicle companies that traded higher today. So we also had financial stock that did very, very well, and the recovery stock like airlines, hotel stocks, casino stocks, that did pretty well too. So moving forward, we definitely keep in mind that April month is going to be super bullish, but you never know. The stock market is definitely close to all-time highs. Some sectors might be benefiting, but we definitely love to see that the overall stock market in general and all the sectors participate to go higher to the upside. But for tomorrow, we have some important economic reports to watch out for March 31st. We have at 8:15 a.m. we have the ADP employment report for the period of March. The previous was 117,000. The forecast is 525,000. And at 9:45 a.m. we have the Chicago PMI. This is going to be for the period of March. The previous was 59.5. The forecast is 60.3. At 10 a.m. we have pending home sales. It's going to be for the period of February. The previous was negative 2.8%. And the forecast is negative 3.1%. So definitely keep in mind, watch out for these economic reports. All the timestamps that I talked about are in Eastern Standard Time. So we have some reports coming before the market open. Of course, at the end of the day, make sure you manage your risk. And the stock market has been really choppy the past few months, depending upon what kind of stocks that you're holding. And if you want to get free stocks, free Bitcoin, check out the links in the description box below. But I catch you guys on another video tomorrow. Let's get it. Have a wonderful day.